Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sim Racing Online. Today we are at Algarve International for round 6 of the LMU GT3 and P2 Championship. We are currently suffering some audio difficulties. I can't seem to get it to work for my colleague Woody, who's on the Discord with me, but for some reason I cannot hear him. I don't know if he can hear me or not, or if you guys can hear him or not. But yeah, let it be known that we are having a few bit difficulties, but we're getting it underway. So here we are. We got just a couple minutes to go to quali, and we will be hooking some stuff up. We are also featuring the brand new broadcast overlay that we are working with. And let me get a couple things lined up here for that. Broadcast control, bring that baby up. I'm just behind the scenes right now messing around, and we'll get things rolling here. All right, let me see if I can find a driver. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, it never fails. I mean, everything will go perfect, and then it comes to time to fire it up, and everything goes wonky sideways, and that's exactly what's happened. So I don't know what has happened with Discord in the comms, but I really apologize for not being able to get Woody on here with me. So meanwhile, we are in the last couple of minutes here. We've only got just minutes remaining. Let me see if I can get this broadcast app up. And let's see. Okay. Why? So now this isn't working either. So yeah, I'm batting 1,000 here, everybody. As I'm trying to make this thing work. Multiclass. Come on now. There we go. All right. Ta-da. There's that part. So now let me figure out. We're going to multiclass. We're going to bump it up to a couple extra spots there. We're light some drivers, but at least we have like 5 on the server today for the LMP2s to start with. So that's good news. Let me see what else we got. We got forecasted session information. Got a little bit of time to go here, as that time has, I think, expired, and we are moving right into quali. So with that said, set up this driver info, quali info, and we will get on with it here as the session changes. See if I got a couple of different shots here. Checking out my situation here. Yeah, it's really frustrating when everything goes wrong at once. But hey, you know, it makes it exciting, right? Set my preamp. Really cool features with this broadcast app, and that's kind of what we're featuring here today. We're going to check out the new instant replay feature. It tracks all kinds of incidents and things, so hopefully we'll be ready to rock. Oh, I got some messages in the chat. Maybe somebody's telling me that they can't hear me either. Oh, no, couldn't make this one. And that was Andrew chiming in. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to be alone this time. Sorry, Woody, man. So, anyway, just like the good old days, we are in quali. So here is the outlap for Simon Bacon. He has been driving that Mustang throughout this series. Doing a good job in that thing, too. The outlap, let's see who else we got. Looking down the list here. Check out on the map who's out. We got Lauren Martin in here today. Let's see. I'm checking my camera buttons now. We're going to go through these guys on their outlaps to make sure everybody's lined up and working. There is, that should be Tanner Selvey right there. And then we got Lars Hegman, GT3 class. Then Matej Descobaler. He's in the LMP2. going down the list here. Hugh Smith in that other Ford Mustang. Then we have Bjorn Hagman. That. And then Lewis Middleton in the Mercedes. And Michael Rizzo, who missed a couple events, so he's a little bit down in the points, but he won a couple of the races already, and he's missed 2, so that puts him down a little bit. But man, you just never know what's going to happen with this guy. He's able to just pop it. I mean, he won last time. If he's going to win it again. No. Nick Westy didn't have his best run last week, and we'll show you that in the scores here in a minute. But he's here today to try and prove himself and get himself back up there. In fact, while we're cruising through here, let's see if this works. But you know, I was struggling with these web images, but I think I got it to work. So the LMP scores should look something like this. Let me get that tower out of the way somehow. Hello. Okay. There we go. So Pitchler's in the lead. 175 to 154. You can see Tanner Sylvie right there. But then Nick Westy, he's been knocked down into 3rd place, 153 points. So he's going to have a good round today. Put him back up there, perhaps. We'll see. The GT3 class. Lars Hagman is leading the way with that with 173 points. Right behind him at 160 there is Grant Jones and Hugh Smith. You see Michael Rizzo down there in 6th. Now, he's won a couple of races, but you can see that big gap in there. Round 3 and round 4 he missed. But he came through and won round 5. So that puts him up 24 points. So he's around there. I mean, there's still this and 2 more races to go. So we will see what happens in that. All right. So thank you very much for that. Let's see if this comes back. There we go. Everything came back like it's supposed to. So we're happy. All right. 15-minute session, which we have 10 minutes left in. See who can put the fastest laps up there. There we go. All right. Let's check a couple of camera views here. This is, again, I'm testing this broadcast tool, and it's got everything right here. So we go to cockpit view. That's working. And then the bonnet. We're going on to the bonnet. Got trackside cams. We got the TV. Got your onboards. There should be, cycle through a few onboards here. Yeah. You can see he's setting up for a ripper here. He's taking his time here. Is the scubbler. And then this on cockpit, on dash, on rear. Okay, so that stuff's all looking pretty good. As it looks like the scubbler's getting ready here to start a ripper when he crosses. We do have a time up there, 1:33:54. As you can see, that is the scubbler. Let me see if I can. There's so many toys to play with this really cool overlay, so I'm going to try and get rid of some of the stuff we don't need. All I want is the gap. All right, there we go. We don't need to see. They're all on the same tire. And he's really cruising into the pits there. So let's see where Westy is on track. He's also coming into the... That's about Tanner Selby out there in that purple beast that he's been driving. Had a really good run at Le Mans. Had a little bit of trouble last week or 2 weeks ago, but he's back in action today. Like I said, 3 events, including this one, left to go to get some scores up there. Lars Hagman is leading the GT3s at the 144.9. A little bit off in sector 2 on this lap. However, with just a little more than 8 minutes to go. I'm sure we're going to see a couple more laps out of these characters. He did get purple sector 1 there, but as you can see, slowed down a little bit in sector 2. Let's see if this, I have a remote PC that I'm trying to control cams with too, so I'm just sharing this adventure with you guys on this race. So let's see if we can go to the cockpit from the remote. Oh yeah, it works great. All right. So here he is on a ripper. He was purple to purple, so let me get the first initial and last name. There we go. Because we do have the two Hagman brothers. We'll never be able to figure it out. But you can see ours did have that fastest lap so far with those two purple sectors. Switching cams again. Matage Descabaler up on top on the P class, the LMP2. That 133.4. There's a 133.8 with Nick Westy right behind him. Westy, I think, is on an out lap right now, 133.8. Philip Pitchler leading those points, 134. So these guys are all pretty close to the LMP2 class as we're watching Hagman here. And he's yellow in sector 1, so let's switch over to these guys. Philip here is on a timed lap. We don't have any sector times for him, so I'm a little bit curious as to that. $134.2, so him in third place. Where is Mr. Westy? Let's see, is Mr. Westy out there? Mr. Westy is parked. The Scabalar is parked. Selby's out there. Selby. That was probably a little hickety glitchity there that we got. No worries. All right. Trying to regroup here. I love these onboards. I was told there's some other features coming from this brilliant app that Paul Weber has made for us. And we'll be sharing those features with you in 2 weeks. But I think we're going to be able to use some of the other LMU overlays, like that really cool onboard where it shows the brakes and the gas and all that stuff, the big side views. So hopefully that'll be available next time. It's great. This is all pretty much in beta, this overlay broadcast control program. In the description is a link if you guys want to check it out. Tell Paul, keep encouraging him. I know this is a boatload of work, and man, he is on it every day, every week. We get new stuff, so he's not letting up at all. It's Tanner. Not his best. He's still holding on to that fourth. We got Descabalar and Westy both on outlaps. Let's take a look at some of our other GT3 drivers. Bjorn Hagman. Both the Hagman brothers are in the Lambos, so they're the Hagman Lambo bros today. Then we got Grant Jones. He's parked. Dino Piera. He's parked. Barrett Erickson in that Lexus, the foot-sniffing pigs. I believe this at his same livery this week. Bad Voices Racing, been around forever. Great team. And I think some of their voices aren't as bad as they might think, so. You know, we'll just have to leave that up to your decision. If you ever heard him sing, I'm sorry. Ollie Bateson, he's parked. Stephen Wyndham, and he is also parked. So just a few guys out on track right now. Let's catch up with the Scobbler because he's already at pole, so he's trying to better his time here. Let's see what he can do. Right. Really get on it on this last turn here, heading into straight. You really got to get that thing right. That is kind of key to a fast lap, is that last exit, that turn. Last turn is purple and purple, and he's going to maintain his position up there. Let's see, where is Westy? Is Westy ahead of him or behind him? Westy's parked. Fischler's still out there. Hugh Smith in the GT3s has got himself in third still. He's up. So this is the out lap. Where's Dino? Dino's in too. So a lot of the GT3 guys are just kind of parked right now. But 0.346, you know, it's less than a second separating the top three in LMU P2, and the same in GT3. It's less than a second, the top three of each class there, it looks like. So should be some good tight racing here. Let's see, we're going to quick switch. We got green and green. Well, we might as well let him finish his lap here. Here's that turn I'm telling you about. You just got to get it right here so you can get on the gas as soon as possible to maintain that speed and get everything out of it as he's coming across the line here. He's green and green with lost a little bit of pace though, but overall not a bad lap. 146. So not his best, but hey, he's made it around. We've got the Scobbler purple and purple and purple now, so looks like that 133.419 is the fastest lap of qualification so far. As we are winding down the last 28 seconds here, so it looks like our grid is going to be set as to what you see right there in the tower. Unless, where is Westy out there? Westy's not out there. Fischler's out there. Oh, I see why. Half of my screen is cut off over here. Now I can see who's in the garage or not. Yes, indeed. Here he comes, and not going to improve. And that is it for that qualification session. All right. So, here's what we got. The Scobbler, Westy, Fischler, Selvey, Martin, bringing up your LMP2s. Then we've got Hagman, Rizzo, Smith, Middleton, and Hagman for your top drivers in your GT3 class. So that's it. See if I can set the grid here. Set the grid. Okay, the grid order is set. Again, I'm learning this awesome tool as well as trying to figure this whole thing out as we go here. It's good stuff though. Let's see. Now I'm gonna see if this session info, if this worked. Q. I want the. I'm looking for. Here it is. Let's show the grid. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's down at the bottom. Row 1. There is your row 2. But get us a better background picture there, but doesn't look like it. Row 4, Iron Linux, we're down into the GT3. So, again, just testing out how this all works. Do around the track. So there are your starters. Awesome. All right.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
That's it. They got 90 seconds to line it up. So as they slowly take the grid, give you a look at what we got here at Algarve today. 15 turns. You can see that Primera 1 and 2 section. 3 is very important to set you up to get into turn 4 with a little bit of inertia to get yourself going there. And then that 6, 7, 8 section, a little bit technical. Then we go up the hill from 9 to 10 and Portimao. Turn 11 coming down the hill, and 12 there. You can see it doesn't get any easier as it goes. But here we are. We are getting ready to start. Let's focus in a couple drivers down and see if we can get a decent start out of this race today. Should be a good one. The guys are really close in times. So let's get this baby underway. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
Formation lap has started.
Weather's going to be nice today. You can see the track is 22 degrees, 38 degrees Celsius is the track. I'm sorry. Light clouds. Shouldn't be any problem at all today with the weather. So let's see how long the tires last on these guys. And yeah, 90 minutes of racing. I think it's going to be tires and fuels. We're going to see some pit stops halfway through, obviously, or maybe even sooner. We don't know. Let's check back on the GT3 class. They're making their way close to start. Now they're coming up to the line, and we are ready to be underway here.
Green flag.
And we are off, and here we go. Really good start for Westy as he's pushing himself up into second already with the Scobbler taking off the lead. You can get through that turn 1. It looks like they've all got through. That is Selby going a little bit wide. As you see that jump back to the GT3s, all making it through there as well. A little bit of a flash there. I have no idea what that was. As the GT3s are stringing out. The Scobbler, Westy, Pichler, Martin, and Sylvie. Lars Hagman in top for the GT3s. Right there with him as Mataj makes his way up. There is that 1 second gap there, as you see. The Scobbler's just kind of jumping out to the lead there. Meanwhile, back with the GT3s, we got a really good battle already. I think this is going to be all day long with these guys, as Rizzo is up into second, right on Lars's tailbone. And right behind him is Hugh Smith. Those guys get it underway. Coming around for the first full lap here as they jump into that last turn, that turn 15. So important to stay on it and get that good momentum coming down the home straight there. There we have it. Now the first lap of 140 for Mataj. Very good, very good. And here come the GT3s led by Lars Hagman, Michael Rizzo, and Hugh Smith as they cross the line for their first lap. So really good stuff there. All right, switching it over to multiple info on the tower now as we get back to the second place battle. Fischler's Discoverer has just jumped out. He's bringing the mail, man. He is not looking back. So he's got himself a 2-second gap already. Hey, Westy's trying to keep him honest. And Selby had a little bit of trouble. You see he's back here now with the GT3s. Not sure what happened there. It looks like there was a yellow involving Tanner. Let's check that out. We'll jump to the replay, check out, see if we can see what happened to Tanner. So here he is. There it is right there. It's a quick spin. So this is the new replay feature. Just awesome. Really good work by Paul putting this stuff together. Now it should take us right back. He's having trouble. Oh, yeah, it should take us right back. All right, there we go. So there is Selby still having trouble. Amidst the GT3s now. Meanwhile, up at the top, second place, Michael Rizzo. In that Merc, he's got Hugh Smith on him, and you can see there is Selby trying to get his way back in front of these GT3s down the main straight. Good place to do it. If he doesn't have a lot of damage, he should have no problem getting this lap back in front of these guys right here, as Rizzo has put the fastest lap in for GT3. Excuse me. There's Lars. He's got a mirror full of Rizzo right there. As you see, Tanner finally getting away, clearing himself of these GT3s. So really good job there. Overtake, possible contacting to Pierre. This is all early stuff. We'll come back to that. Well, Fischler staying in contact with Westy there. Keep that positioning. Meanwhile, Lewis Middleton is also in a Merc. He's got Piera on his tail, 5th and 6th place right here. There's another cool feature I want to try as we're testing all this stuff, and that is the battle box. So let's click that on. This should give us who's battling for all those positions. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That kind of gives you an idea of who's where and what the gap is behind them. So that's the battle for P2 in the GT3s. And here's the battle for P4. So pretty cool stuff. I'm liking how that's working out. Fischler's purple in Sector 1 on his last lap. I love how you can see the energy and everything, what they got left on his own little driver card down there. And another fastest lap for Rizzo, as you can see, these guys are starting to get the feel for it here, working their way around. We got a good battle here with Piera and Middleton. I think this group of GT3s is all jammed up. Ericsson right there at the tail end of it. Here on board with Barrett. Jason, the Hagman brother. Get into this tight, another really, really tricky spot where you got to get it right. Coming up the hill here. Up into this big right-hander. Where, right here, tricky spot this turn. You can see the brakes are glowing hot as these guys work their way through this Algarve circuit. Dino Piera gets his purple in Sector 2, putting up a good defense here with Middleton all over him. We're on board with Lewis Middleton here. That's that tricky, it's so important right there to get that last sector, 13, 14, 15 turns just right so you can have some speed. Does he have the juice? He's staying with him, but see that Merc versus McLaren right there. Who's got the juice as these guys are all bunched up. Meanwhile, up at the P, we've got a little bit of a battle here with the P2s as well. At that under a second gap. Hello. Westy holding him off there now. And Descobler, he's just taking off, man. Here is Matej. Still, though, if you think about it, he's keeping Westy back there. It's only got 2 seconds on him, so we know how Westy is. And it looks like Tanner Selby is out of this race. So after we saw what happened there, we saw his first spin, so perhaps see if I can find a yellow flag. LMPT, that was the one we saw. Here's another one. Let's check out another replay of Tanner. This might be what took him out of the race right here. Or is this the first one? Same one we saw again? Or is that just another spin? Yeah, it looks like he's just giving it up right there. And that was it. That was his moment of retirement. So most unfortunate. Sad to see Tanner go there. Meanwhile, Pichler all over Westy now. As they zip by. Oh, and Lars putting up the fastest lap in that Lambo for the GT3s. Well done, Mr. Hegman. Pichler sizing up Westy, and then you can see the leader out front. You can see that gap. That's what 2 seconds looks like from Westy up there to the Descobler. Good stuff. Nicely done. Meanwhile, this group here still just keeping the GT3s pretty tight. Piera leading the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th place cars right there. And then up in front we have Lars, that 1:45.7. That's the fastest GT3 lap so far by Mr. Hegman in that Lambo. That's good stuff there. And then Rizzo right behind him. Matter of time here. Hart's going to keep behind him. Very consistent. These guys are super consistent. Oh, we've got a change at the top. We have a change. Philip Pichler has gotten Westy. Let's take a look at that overtake with our super handy dandy replay feature. Here it is. This is, oh, he used traffic. Okay, so, yeah, it was a pick, and he went a little Westy, went a little bit wide, it looks like. Wow. Okay, I gotcha. Let's take a look at that same replay from Westy's point of view, because I can see what happened to Westy. So here it is again. So he's inside the 4. Oh, and he just lost it. So just almost a tank slapper kind of a deal. So that's what happened to Westy. That puts him in 3rd place. So, and now Descobler. What happened to Descobler? Holy smokes! Well, let's take a look. What happened to the leader? Here he is. He's making it through. Oh, he just had a slight spin there. That is your leader spinning out in the replay. So Pichler takes over the lead. Westy takes over 2nd. Oh my goodness. We got, what a chain of events there as they're battling now. This is like the live, and we got some contact, and Westy's trying to keep it in. He does get around Descobler. Does Descobler have a little bit of issues? I wonder if he has some problems here. Check him on board here. Wheel looks straight. With the tires after 4 or 5 laps, they're getting a little greasy maybe. I don't know, but there's some serious overtakes. Meanwhile, back into GT3's Lars still leading that way with Michael Rizzo right behind him. There is Rizzo. Keeping within a second is Hugh Smith. So these guys are tightened up here, and this is the podium right here. Good stuff going on there. Let's take a look in the back a little bit here. Where is Bateson? There's Ollie. Ollie's got some LMP2 traffic coming through. He lets him through. He's got Simon Bacon is who he's after out front there, 9th. Ollie currently in 10th. Stefan Wyndham in 11th in that Ford Mustang livery. And he's got quite the gap, and then we have Tanner out. So Pichler, the new LMP2 leader, enjoying his position with Westy right behind him, but they are coming to the tail end of this GT3 traffic, so it's going to get interesting here as they've gotten through. I think they've gotten through Wyndham already. Excuse me. And he just wisely lets him through. You don't want to be tangled up in any of that. Not with 90 minutes of racing. We're about 15 minutes in and already a little bit of action. I'm sorry that we lost Tanner, though. I'd like to see as many LMP2s make it to the end as possible. Meanwhile, back here, there's Lewis. Fending off the other Hegman brother. Oh, I see. I gotta, every time the tower goes away, you gotta reset everything. Okay, so there we go. First initial, last name, so we can tell. There we go. That's looking good. Right. The other tight battles here. Westy's in the traffic. We're going through the traffic, as you can see. It's second place, Nick Westy getting through Barrett Erickson there. Descavelar's about a second behind him. He'll be next. There he is. So Barrett Erickson, very savvy driver. He knows how to keep his nose clean. Does a good job letting those guys through. As they're hitting him on the start-finish straight, which is the perfect place. So this might get a little juicy right here. I believe he's closing in on Middleton now. And Middleton lets him through. On board with Lewis there, you can see as the LMP2 gets through. Really love this turn coming up right here, where you are just coming in hard on the brakes with this tight. It's almost a hairpin. It's all about momentum right there. And then up into this twisty midsection. So Pichler out in the lead. Westy's just behind him there. Looks like Mataj still having just a little bit of traffic to get through. But Descavelar now in third, making his way back up to Nick Westy there. I have a feeling this is going to be a great battle. You guys are all so close in lap times. So let's just keep our eyes open here for this. Meanwhile, the GT3's Pino Piera has a purple in sector 2, one of his better laps, and still fending off Middleton, holding on to 5th place. Grant Jones in 4th, just ahead there. Got about 3 or 4 seconds on Dino, and then Hugh Smith trying to keep it with Michael Rizzo right in front there. Let's see what he's looking at. Look at this. Oh, and he lost it. Was that Hagman? Lars? Oh, Lars with that power slide. Let's take a look at that. It was almost emotional content. Let's jump. Wait, let's see what happens here. As they get through all this. Oh my gosh, there's 5-3 wide and another one goes sideways. That's Westy. Westy got tossed a little bit there. Regained though. So we've got some stuff to review here. Let's look at barely getting through is Nick Westy. Another little bit of contact, and he's going to go around again. Westy not having it at all. Dashing Dascabler. Let's take a look at that. Here's the replay on what just happened there. Here comes Dascabler. You can see Westy up there. Does he clip him? No, he didn't clip him. Let's check out Westy here. Excuse me. There's the contact and there's the spin from Westy. So good heavens. Guys are having their hands full. It's Pichler and Dascabler now, and they are right on each other. Look at this. Are those twin liveries? They look really similar. It's just close. Not the same, but close. All right. Guess who's in the lead again? All that confusion, and Dascabler has taken the lead back. But sadly, Lauren Martin has also retired from this race. So, see if we can get an update on that. Lauren Martin. Let's jump back and see what happened to Lauren. This is the replay for Lauren. He's coming up on the GT3. Oh, it looks like had a little bit of lag. Maybe he has server problems because I don't see anything wrong there. He's just gone. All right, so be it. Meanwhile, Bataj holding on. Lars and Hugh Smith, Michael Rizzo is still the top three in GT3. As we got Westy coming alongside there, getting through. That is your GT3 leader, Lars Egman. Right behind him, Hugh Smith. Then Rizzo lost a little bit of pace, but he's still within 2 seconds. He's right there. Probably a little bit of traffic jam, I would assume. They're getting down to crunch time. Well, Lars has that fastest lap still, I believe, in the GT3s. Up at the pointy end, here they go. Dascabler starting yet another lap with Pichler right on his tail. Westy not too far behind, but the little bit of trouble that he had. Where is Westy? Yeah, he's 7 seconds back, though. That little bit of traffic jam really cost him. We shall see. Meanwhile, so these guys pretty much spread out, keeping that even, about a second gap between all of them. Now this first part of the race, this first stint, trying to make the tires last maybe, see as far as you can go to put fresh rubber on for the end. So we might be seeing a little bit of that since the weather's going to be fine the whole way through. But we've got a battle here for the lead of the LMP2s. Pichler just... Pichler dropping a gear in this section, trying to get that good acceleration coming out. Head up into this tough area. This is probably one of the trickier spots of the track. Getting this big sweeping right-hander just right. Does this exit you onto the main straight right into here? Like this part of the track really chews up your tires when you're on the gas coming in that big right-hander. So these guys are keeping it real. The GT3s are keeping that consistent battle, but we've got a little bit of tightness going on down here. Who do we got? Is that Bjorn? Yeah. Middleton and Hegman still battling there. Possible contact with Westy and Simon Bacon. I'm getting reports here. Going to have a good battle here in this mid-pack GT3s. You see Barrett Erickson making his way up there. So back to the pointy end. Pichler looks like he is trying to find a way. Oh, we got a little, one of the GT3s just went off. Look, he's back on. Partial yellow. Let's see if Pichler has anything for him down the straight. Look at that, he's keeping the hammer down. That was a great turn. He didn't have to lift at all, which is what you want to do, which is why these guys are so fast. Not able to close up, but at least able to stay with him. I mean, he tightens it up a little bit there in the turns, but I mean, it's going to be a race-long battle. You know, it's going to come down to tires, I think, here towards the end of this stint. But Gobbler's got the defensive mode on. He's doing a great job fending him off. Meanwhile, where is Westy? He's still some 7 seconds back, so he hasn't really lost anymore. It was originally 7, but you can see he's having trouble. Westy is definitely having trouble with this car with the grip. And that's, you know, the typical LMU P2 class. They're easy to drive, but they're not easy to drive. You just don't know. I hear all kinds of different complaints from different drivers on the handling and trying to get the brakes right, and it's a skill set for sure, these LMP2 cars. Meanwhile, here is Lars. Still got that 1.2 second gap over Hugh Smith and Michael Rizzo, all keeping it in the frame there. And then down in fourth place, Grant Jones. He's pretty much cruising. He's got 4 seconds on Piera, and Piera fighting it out here with Middleton. So there is Lewis. On board with Lewis. You can see the other Bjorn Hegman in his mirror there. So these GT3s are having a really good fight here. As well as it looks like second and third. Let's jump to the Hugh Smith battle, because I think these guys have, it looked like on the track map that they had tightened it up a little bit. And yes, you can see that Rizzo is all over him now. Yeah, as we are just 25 minutes in so far, with 5 minutes to go until we hit the 1 hour mark. And 2 of the 5. Oh, and there he goes. Oh. Hugh Smith. Let's take a look at that power slide. Here is Hugh. You see, he gets right up to him, tries to take the inside. He might have just got in there a little bit. We got LMP2s coming all over him. And where does he lose it? Right here, I believe. Ah, it didn't get enough of it. Let's try the Rizzo replay. He goes to the inside. Oh, that was the tap. So there's the contact. It was Rizzo. They battled through. So there's what happened there. All right, as we go back to live now. Not sure what to make of that as we go back to the pointy end with the LMP2s. But Rizzo is now in second place, as Hugh Smith had the misfortune of having the spin out there. And the replay, we didn't quite capture that right. We might come back and look at that, see if it has it better, if it grabbed it better. So there is Hugh Smith. He's now some 5 seconds back, so that should bring Grant Jones into the play, but Grant still, yeah, back a little bit. Hugh Smith. Ericsson's keeping it steady down there. Currently in 8th. Hanging on. And then Simon Bacon just behind him there. That other Mustang. So good stuff. We got Philip Pichler going purple in Sector 1 on this lap. as he's pretty much keeping Scavalier in defensive mode. And Westy's gap is now 8, almost 9 seconds to Pichler now. And we saw Westy struggling a little bit with the grip. So temperature-wise, tire wear, maybe he's got some flat spots. We did have a couple cars go sideways, so that could possibly be it. We will never know until we talk to him. Meanwhile, there's your GT3 leader, Lars Hagman. And Michael Rizzo about 2 seconds back. And then a big gap now back to Houston. Had that. What's going on with Dino Fiera? He's back here still keeping Middleton behind him. There is Dino currently in 5th. Good stuff there. Lars Purple also in Sector 1. He has the best lap in the GT3s at 1:4.57, while Matej Descavalier has the best lap for the LMP2s at 1:34.8. So, good stuff go. Pichler's up a position, Westy's down a position. You see the position changes there. Here is our leader of the LMP2. Coming up on that GT3 traffic now, so it's going to get interesting once again. He gets through, and right behind him is Pichler, so both of them get through. Just these cars are so equal on pace on the straight. It's going to come down to who can last longest. Be the most consistent through these turns. That's going to be the spoiler. Pichler with a really nice lap. He's closed that gap. Best laps at 1:34 for Pichler, 9, and at 1:34.8 for Descavalier, so they're right there together. You see the difference on the last lap there. So lots of great information with this amazing broadcast control app. Meanwhile, this plethora of GT3 cars back here, consistent, as Hagman still keeping the pressure all over Middleton. On board now with Hagman chasing that Mercedes. And with Dino Piera just in front of Lewis there. The McLaren. And here they come. Leaders are going through. No incidents yet. Oh, he's just bad timing there for Pichler. But he does get through. He doesn't, still keeping that under 1 second gap with the leader so far. A little tricky spot here. He's got one more GT3 to get around. And he clears his way through. All right, so they are clear up into the next section of GT3s. Which I believe is going to be Grant Jones. He'll be the next one up there. Let's get it on rear for Jones. See if we can see the P2s coming in yet. Well, you can't see anything, so there you have it. Here they come, though. Excuse me. There is your leader, Descavalier. He's got some GT3s. We got a little tricky situation here. Coming down into that, all important turn to keep the hammer down. This looks like Hugh Smith, Grant Jones. Are those two knuckleheads? Dino and Middleton. And then Hagman and Rizzo battle. So Rizzo staying right with Lars. As we are about 35 minutes into this race, and these two have been stuck to each other like glue the whole time. Just like Pichler and Descabelaire coming up on traffic too. They get through the Mustang. The gap just kind of ebbs and flows as you go through the clash traffic. Really good stuff so far by both these guys, keeping it steady. Back here in the battle pack, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, I think, all within 5 or 6 seconds of each other right here. So we are enjoying this battle. Middleton, I can see right alongside there is Pierre. Oh, he's looking for a way. Oh, looked like he had a run there, but coming out of this turn, this is where the story is told right here. I'm really curious as what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes or so regarding the tires. Especially that turn 15 is just brutal on your rubber. So the more wear, the less you can hold that thing into that turn with your foot in it. So you're going to have to start lifting when those tires go. We might see some positional changes then. And 55 minutes remaining. Just the two DNFs so far. Remember, this is the SRO World Series, Series 1 of 4. There are 4 3-month-long series that take over the whole 12 months of the year to crown a champion at the end. And this is just Series 1. We'll have the Series 2 info out for you guys right before the last round. We have 8 rounds. We have 2 more to go here. We got Sebring and COTA to go after this. And I believe we're going to have a little bit of rain at Sebring. It always rains in Florida. So from what I've heard from the weatherman, though, it's not going to be anything severe. That's what they said at Le Mans. And it was a monsoon. So we'll just see how that pans out. Meanwhile, Ericsson right back here. We got hanging on. Still in that 8th position, holding his position. In that gap to Bjorn Hagman. Simon Bacon, a couple seconds back. He has Bateman, so guys, potential positions here. See what's going on at the pointy end. So Matej got himself a little bit of room there, but it's gone from 0.8 to about 1.4 second gap now. So maybe Pichler's regrouping himself. Westy, who at one point was almost 11 seconds back, has closed in a little bit. He's got that gap down to 7 now as he gets through the traffic. That is Michael Rizzo right there. It's around. Woo. So much room on that apex. Hey there, what are you doing? It's crazy stuff. Then Pichler just has that 21-point lead over Tanner Selby, who is out of this race. Tanner Selby currently second place in the driver's standings after 5 rounds. And then you got Nick Westy just 1 point back of Tanner Selby. So Westy is 22 points behind Fischler. So he can make up some ground today with a podium finish. He'll get himself some points. I'm sure he would like to finish in front of Philip Fischler. But nonetheless, if he can hang on, he'll gain some good points. All right. Show me some battles. Show me some battles. We got something going on back here. This is just in front of these guys. Bjorn has been constantly looking for a way through. These three guys, Piera, Middleton, and Hagman, have been fighting the whole race. On board now. These guys are so equally paced down the straight. So that's telling me downforce wise, I don't see anybody that might be in a low downforce situation trying to get better. You need it here at Algarve. You need this car to stick to the ground here. Good stuff. Coming through with some traffic here. I'm keeping track of the gaps up atop in the LMP2s. It's a 2-second gap now for Pescavler over Fischler, and 10 seconds for Westy over Fischler. So we're keeping an eye on this GT3 battle here. Let's check in with the top. Here's Lars, Hagman, and Rizzo. So Rizzo, I think, just playing the long game here. I mean, hanging on. They are going to be stopping for tires soon, and potentially fuel too. As you can see, the energy is getting down there for the GT3s. No big deal for the LMP2s. They just fuel up. But these guys really got to pay attention to that virtual energy and not let it run out, or they are sentenced to like hundreds of seconds in the pits. It's really cruel, but hey, I guess that'll teach you. So right there. Fourth place Grant Jones just out on a Sunday drive. He's got Piera 8 seconds behind him. And then if we get back to Piera, this is that battle. Looks like Middleton's good at first spot. And Middleton has him. He's got a nose in it. He's taking the inside. He's in the right spot. Uh-oh. What do we got here? Overtake. Got some replay action here. Let's check this out as he hangs on. Let's take another look at this pass by Middleton here. So he's on the inside, coming down right by the tower. He's just slowly gaining. He's got the nose on this hairpin left-hander, so really good driving there by Lewis to get himself in that spot, and really good job keeping it clean as well, both drivers. So good stuff there. Lewis has moved himself up into 5th. Rizzo still in 2nd. Matej. What happened to Fischler? Not sure what happened to Fischler there, but he has dropped some 6 seconds back. So we'll keep an eye on that. Guys might start thinking about pit stops. Here are your mid-race results so far. got Descobbler, Pichler, Westy, and then the GT3's Hagman, Rizzo, Smith. There is your mid-race results. Where's the other page? There is page 2. There we go. All right. Good job there. Now let's see. What do I got to do to get the tower back? There we go. Woo! 47 minutes to go. Dino Piera has gone purple to Sector 2 after being passed by Middleton. He's trying to keep Bjorn from doing the same thing. As you can see, Lewis has got himself a nice little gap there. Tail end of Lewis's Mercedes. You can see Dino and Bjorn back there down the main straight once again. They come through its turn. That's a great shot. And here comes Ericsson. Ericsson just like a shark in the water, waiting for blood. Pierre's all over him now. See what he's got. If he's got anything for him. This is where Lewis got him a lap or two ago, so not quite in the good enough position there to get it. Pichler's setting some laps right now. Pichler has just gone purple in sectors 1 and 3. But that gap to Matej is like 11 seconds, so not sure what happened there. We do have an overtake of Ollie Method taking over Simon Bacon, so let's just take a look at Ollie's pass. Step away for this a second. Here must have been a mishap, perhaps, if it's going to show it correctly, or is it just telling me stories? Yep, I'm not seeing it. So, anyway, back to live. So 13 seconds now to second place, so very curious as to what happened there. Lars now getting the squeeze from Rizzo. Rizzo's incredibly consistent and incredibly fast. Always. It's just a given. Putting the pressure on the leader who's led from the green flag. There's Rizzo. Yeah, have to get the pit crew to clean his windshield there on his stop. They should be getting ready for stops. They're halfway right now. This is the halfway point. So I'm curious to see guys are going to start putting them in the pit. This is pretty much spread out. Let's see. So this battle and this battle, the Lewis Middleton mid-pack battle with Piera. So the battle for 5th place and the battle for 1st place in the GT3s. Both have battles have drivers in range to take spot away. As you see Piera sticking with Middleton. I'm sure Lewis is happy to not have anything in front of him right now as he followed Dino around for the first 40 minutes of this race, where he finally got around him. Good stuff there. Clear sailing, that's what it looks like. Just got to hit your marks. Keep the pressure on. And here come the P2s. Just Descabalar gets through. just running away at this point. He's got 11 seconds over Pichler. Here comes Pichler. So Pichler's going to meet up with some GT3s here through Sector 1, it looks like. And Westy now, some 30 seconds back. And he's pulling in. So there is our first step into the pits. Nick Westy's coming in. So he figures pretty. I would have done the same thing. Let's start new. Give me some rubber. Give me some fuel, and let's go. All right. So meanwhile, Lars and Rizzo. First and second right here with that. Oh, and he's coming in. So our leader pits too. So here it is. It's pit time. Both GT3, the leaders in, and third place, the LMP2 is in. You can see Westy right there still getting service. So that's going to put everybody up a spot. Hugh Smith is into second. Michael Rizzo takes over the lead. So get a good idea. Lars is still in there. Trying to get an idea of how long these pit stops are actually going to take. Lars now down into 7th. Should be getting ready to come out. Ericsson gets through. So this is a long stop. Fuels and tire. Grant Jones now in 3rd. Looking for the battles. We've still got these guys. This battle in the middle. Middleton now in 4th. Piera. Of course, everybody's up. They're temporary spots, as they are going to be coming back out. They also have to pit. Lars finally gets out. So Lars coming out in 10th position. Now, as it adjusts to 9th. Who else have we got in the pits besides the DNFs? Mataj is coming out. That was a long stop for Mataj. Holy smokes. So back in action is Mataj, and it looks like he took about 85% fuel there. So he didn't fill it all the way up. Pichler's a minute 14-second gap. So I wonder if the LMP2, if he had damage or not. We will see as soon as the other LMP2s pit. Bacon is in the pit. Lars is going to have to battle it through. Let's see what happens up at the top here. Hugh Smith coming into the pit from 2nd place. Rizzo in the pit lane from 1st place. No, not in the pit. That was, my bad. Hugh Smith and Grant Jones. Rizzo stayed out. So things are getting heated here. These guys are coming into turn 1. Are those guys? So you can see it's a pit barrage right now. Ericsson's in. Bateson's still out. Piera. Westy getting through Piera there. Bjorn. 2nd and 3rd prior to their pit stop. Yeah, so Bacon and Winham both pitted. Trying to see who's got their pits out of the way. Oh, Smith has received a drive-through penalty. Hugh Smith, I would assume he was speeding in the pits. He has received a drive-through penalty. So hopefully he could get that handled in the next 2 or 3 laps, not get any more, possible DNF situation. Not only did he get a pit through, but also got a drive-through. It's Grant Jones. So these guys did maybe pit entrance or the pit exit. Really got not a fun thing when you look up and see that you have a drive-through. As Rizzo's in the pit, so Pitting from the lead is Michael Rizzo. Where is Dino? Dino's going to get him here. He's coming down. He's got Bjorn and Dino. See if they pit. They're coming in. Yeah, they're both coming in. So these guys are pitting back to back, Pierre and Bjorn. So that'll be a nice race out of the pits. And let's see where Rizzo is. What's this going to do for Lars? Lars is quite a ways back. He's coming around 13 and 14 now. Coming into big turn 15. Rizzo. Let's see, where's Rizzo? Here he comes. Rizzo's still in the pits. He's coming out, though. You can see, here it is. The fight out of the pits. Rizzo hard on the gas, but I think Lars is going to get him. He's got the momentum. He's going to be on the outside. Does Rizzo hold it up? He keeps him in front for now. He's on fresh rubber. Is Hagman going to have enough heat in those tires to get by him on this first lap? What a great exit by Rizzo to hold on to first place there, taking it away from Hagman on the over-under. So holy smokes. What a great pit stop and exit by Rizzo. Kept him right up there. It looks like Grant Jones is serving his drive-through now. And there it was. It's really cool. Paul Glover's app here is just really a beautiful, useful tool. As you saw there, it showed the drive-through. Really good stuff all the way through. Meanwhile, Matej still got that huge gap over Fischler as he finds his way through these GT3s that are battling. Got Lars Hagman now currently in second. As Matej gets through, and of course Rizzo will be next on that. As he finds his way, Rizzo opens the door for him to let him through. Yeah, as they come down into this big right-hander. Fresh rubber down. These guys can keep the hammer down. Rizzo giving himself room. Hard on the brakes. Down into taking that in third. Got that long gutsy tranny of that Mercedes. A lot of torque in that car. Good stuff there. All right, everybody's pretty spread out after the pit stops, with the exception of this group right here. Like Rizzo and Hagman. Hagman's in vicinity's path. The one drive-through has been cleared, but Piera has not cleared his drive-through yet. He's in there now, so here comes the pit drive-through, clearing his penalty. You're going to get past. There's cars slipping by. Currently in seventh. Yes. Batsman got by. So, drive-through cleared. Good stuff. All right. Looks like we have no current penalties. Got some overtakes in the pits. Meanwhile, Fischler now 19 seconds back. Then we have the, where is Middleton? Westy all over him. Coming up all over. They got this epic battle ensues again. These guys have tightened it right back up. Middleton down fourth, trying to get around Hagman. Down this big sweeper. You guys, fresh rubber now. They should be all over it. He's got to move. He's getting momentum. He's in the draft. He's going to pull alongside here. Let's see what happens. They're side by side. Lewis gets the inside. He's got this spot. He takes yet another spot. Middleton jumping into third place over Bjorn Hagman. Beautiful pass down the straight, taking advantage of that torque on that Mercedes. And the draft from the Lambo. That Lambo's like a wing. It's just cutting through the air. Wonder what kind of a hole it's punching it. Middleton's very happy to just jump right through. Very nicely done. Bjorn. Got anything for him? On board with Bjorn. You can see. That Hugh Smith is right there on. So Middleton's squeaking out that little bit of a gap, but Hugh Smith is banging on the door of Bjorn Hagman for that fourth place spot. At the 31-minute mark, just a little over. Westy's now, oh, he's coming through. He gets the gap and he takes over that spot. So the Ford Mustang with that V8 power just gets it around Bjorn. Now he's going to set his sights on Lewis Middleton just ahead and see if he catch him. That Ford is torquey. Down through the gears, just popping those trannies. Closing the gap, he's closing the gap. Might be a little bit better on the braking there on that Ford. Ford versus Mercedes. The domestic versus amazing. How do you not love a Mercedes Benz? Come on. Those Mustangs are the real deal, though. I used to work for Ford Motor Company, and I sold GT500s, special order. I'm in the States here, but we had a European driver. He bought one over here because it's cheaper. It was cheaper for him to buy it over here than it was to have it one shipped over to Europe and bought. And that includes even shipping it back. He saved, I think the car was like 90 grand or something. I can't remember. It was a few years back, but it was a beautiful car. I got to roast all the cabs off the brand new tires when it came into our dealership. My manager goes, hey, go park that thing in the back. And so I did. I parked it in the back after a few donuts. That thing was just amazing. Nothing like a GT500. So, this is his cousin, the GT, the race car. GT3 Ford, a Mustang, good stuff. All right, what else we got going on here? Mr. Erickson currently in 7th place. Now he's up a spot. He gained a spot in the pit stop exchange. And then Dino Piera got Ollie Benson about 4 seconds back of him. And there is Ollie. And the Ferrari, the lone Ferrari in the race. And then Simon Bacon in the other Mustang, currently holding on to 10th. The Wyndham keeping steadfast, bringing up the rear in the other Mustang. So a couple of Mustangs in there, pretty popular cars, fun car to drive. Meanwhile, Tippy Point, our leader by 16 seconds, is coming up on some GT3 traffic. Let's see how he gets through it. Let's take a look. Probably would have wished to have been in a different part of the track as he gets Ericsson. No problemo. Then Grant Jones will be next up there. Finds a way through. We've got some other action going on. And And it looks like he's safely through. So let's check on the GT3 leaders. There is Rizzo, some 2.5 seconds in front of Lars. Oh, I see that my initials need to be refreshed again. This is really good stuff. We're super stoked to be beta testing this broadcast software. We get the report back and let's our little findings. Every time I change something, I would like it to be back to what it was when I go back. We just give Paul the information, and he works on it to see if it's something that's possible. He's been doing a banger job. All right, Lars trying to stay with it. Got that 3-second gap now with Westy in between. So Westy's be coming up on Rizzo here. And see if that'll do anything to help Lars' quest here. Might, if it slows down Rizzo at all, which it probably won't, because they're opening up here to the big sweepers. So Westy's going to get through in this wide open track area. It's not going to cost Rizzo any time, I don't think. He goes a little bit wide there, but I don't think it's going to cost him. There is Lars. So trying to close that gap. Meanwhile, just behind these guys, Middleton and Smith, it never fails. Gotta overtake a few Smith on Bjorn. We saw that one live. They're making their way through, looking for tight battles here. What do we got behind these guys? Is that Piera? Seeing more traffic back there. Oh, it's just ahead of these guys. Ericsson and Grant Jones with more LMP2 traffic. Is that Pichler or Descabler? It's Pichler, yeah. Yeah, Pichler gets through, and it looks like he's making a run. Grant Jones makes a run and gets a pass. Was I looking at the wrong drivers? There is Bateson. Back to Grant. Trying to find that battle I'm seeing on the track map there. This is right in front there. So that is it. I can hear Ericsson. I can hear that car. That's that Lexus. Got its own note on the exhaust for sure. Thing go. Holy smokes. All right. He has caught up to Jones there. Or is that Bacon? That's Bacon? Making his way through. Meanwhile, Rizzo holding on to the lead as we are just under 24 minutes left. Things are unfolding here. The P2s are just spread out. I think there's one in every sector right now. That's the gap on the LMP2s. A car in every sector almost. It's crazy business. So not a lot of overtaking in that department, but we do have some pretty good racing going on here. Let's curious to see what happens. believe that's got to be, is that Simon Bacon just ahead of him? Yeah, okay. So Bacon's down a lap, I believe, or is about to be. See Rizzo closing in on the 10th place, Simon Bacon. Meanwhile, how far back is Lars? Well, he's 2.5 seconds back of Rizzo. And then the gap to third place is Lewis Middleton, but it's huge. And it's 40-something seconds to third place. I mean, to second place from Middleton. 6th place overall. There is Hugh Smith right there. So this is an ongoing battle. I'm telling you, these guys have been fighting since the green flag. So. We are on board with Hugh now. He's making a good run. He's able to catch up to him in the turns as we got the LMU P2 traffic coming through now. That's got to be Pichler, yeah. Phillip getting through. He gets through nice. Does that open the door for Hugh? We got a good battle here side by side. A little bit of light flashing. Hugh has got the nose on him. He's got the nose on Middleton, just like Middleton did to him about 5 or 6 laps ago. But using the traffic as a pick has put Hugh Smith into third place. He's on the podium now. So Middleton is going to be looking to get that spot back. Chasing that Mustang down. That was a really nice move that he put on, using the LMU P2. It's sort of a pick move, but he did have a nice, more momentum than Lewis did, and just put himself right in front. But then the gap back to Bjorn is immense. He's way back here, so. But he's holding on to 5th place. As Lewis is now in 4th. Hugh Smith grabbing that last step on the podium. But Lewis is not done. Lewis seems to be like into a flash of lights. He's got a little bit of light show going on for us. Perhaps trying to intimidate young Hugh Smith. Oh, Lewis gets a little squeaky there. Riding along with Lewis. If he has anything for that Mustang. Well, just ahead, where is Westy? Westy's by himself in 3rd. Pichler. So Matej has got some traffic, I believe he's got to go through here. Yeah, as he gets around one of the Hegmans. And he's got Rizzo next, so just getting through the leaders of GT3 is the leader of LMU P2. He's just using all the downforce that car has. Get through these first sector turns. Really take advantage. This is the turn I always have trouble with right here. If you can get that turn right there mastered and be able to keep your foot in it, you'll be able to gain a lot of points. I always find myself doing it wrong. I got a lift right in there, and then everybody's got to run on me, and yeah. Es no bueno. All right, there is your leaders. And here is your GT3 leader. So it's leader on leader right here. The 2 class leaders are right there. Does Lars have anything left here in the tank? We're 18.5 minutes left to try and push Rizzo to the limit. Like I told you, Rizzo's, when he shows up, he wins. So he's missing those 2 races. And he's some 21 points back of fifth position. So that's putting him some 42 points for a win. If he gets another 42 here, he's going to move himself up. Currently in 6th place, and that's with missing 2 races. So that tells you the story right there. This guy is good. All right. Meanwhile, McLaren and Pierre holding on to Ade. Ericsson in that 7th spot, keeping that Lexic. And then Grant Jones in the Matrix Racing Gray McLaren. Westy's in the pits again. Westy for pit stop number 2. Curious as to what that's all about. They should have enough for it should be a one-stopper, but maybe he flat spotted. Maybe he didn't put enough fuel. We'll see when he comes out what his fuel situation is or was. There was a yellow flag. Let's take a quick look here at Westy's yellow flag and see if that gives us any clues to why he pitted. Oh yeah, hello. How you doing? Yeah. And they spin good on the grass, Nick. Okay. He's about to get lapped. And yeah. Okay, so that's what's up there. So another spin, so possibly horrible flat spot. We don't know. He's got plenty of fuel now, I can tell you that much. All right. Meanwhile, Rizzo, your GT3 leader, has almost 3 seconds on Hagman now. Lars kind of going the wrong way here as far as the charge goes, but not a lot to worry about with you, Smith, because the gap back is huge. However, the gap to Middleton now, 5 seconds from third. So Lewis had it on going on there for a minute, but man, that Mustang took advantage. And once he got around, he's just taken off. I like it, shows you the best lap there. So Middleton's best lap, 146, and Smith's best lap's a 145.8. So that looks like he definitely has a little bit better pace. Still only the 2 DNFs as I knock on wood. Here is Pichler, your LMP2 second place, as he's going to get through one of the Hagman brothers there. I believe that's Lars right there. He's still that 3 seconds back. All right, what else we got happening over here? So everybody's pretty spread out here for the last 15 minutes of this race. That's got to be Pichler getting through traffic. Yeah, Pichler getting through the GT3 leader, Rizzo. So it's just basic fundamentals for these LMP2s. It's sad that we don't have more cars showing up in this class. Drivers are having a hard time with these cars. Our drivers, you know, you either love it or you hate it. So apparently a lot of people hate it. The next series will be a single class. Series 2 for the SRO 2026 World Series will be a single class. We just have to decide on the car. I think we're in LMU once again, so we can do a single class car. We can do a Porsche Cup. We can do a Ferrari Challenge. We can do just mixed GT3 or GTE. So we are going to have a poll up to vote on that. See what the drivers want. GT3, of course, very popular. And I think GTE will be right in that boat too. But the single class series will get fuller grids, we're hoping. We battle on here. Lars Hegman trying to close that gap. She shaved a couple seconds, about a second off it. He shaved there in that last lap. 45.7 to a 45.799. So yeah, the best laps so far for Hagman is what, 8/100ths quicker. 46.3 on the last lap, and we don't have Hagman's last lap yet. We'll get it when he crosses the line. Meanwhile, Bjorn got it under 3 seconds now, the gap to Middleton. Grant Jones. LMP just got through Grant Jones, and there is Nick Westy. So let's take a look at Westy's best lap is a 135.056. Fisher's best lap is 134.9. So definite pace difference there. Let's look at Descaballer's best lap is a 134.8 versus Fischler's 134.9. So yeah, within a tenth of fastest lap times are the two LMP2 leaders, first and second. However, the gap is massive. It's 28 seconds. So Descaballer is just, he's probably got his other monitor up. He's watching Netflix on the rear view as he just has to finish the last 11 minutes and 37 seconds of this race. There are your top three. Meanwhile, Rizzo, his gap has come down. It's under 2 seconds now, so maybe there's a last push here for Hegman. We will see. Cash, just get through some of the GT3 traffic. There is Bjorn Hagman, your 5th place GT3. Next in line for the leader is Middleton. I took LMP2 getting through to GT3 of Lewis Middleton. Nice job, Lewis, holding on barely to 4th place. As Hugh Smith's gap just increases 6.5 seconds, 7 seconds back to Middleton now. So great job by Smith. Remember, he's had a little bit of issues in the first part of this race, and he's really came all the way back and got himself on the podium. So that's really good to see. Meanwhile, Ericsson back in 8th. Where did that pass take place? I'm looking through the events here. He was in 7th. Who's still in 7th? What was I was just reading it wrong. Yeah, that happens when you turn into a senile old bastard. So, there, Ericsson in 7th place and throw me up. Lewis Middleton hanging on to 4th. Rizzo's about to put, I think he's coming up on either Stephen Wyndham or Simon Bacon. I'll try to put those other in his class. Might be putting them a lap down here in a minute. Let's see if we can see what he sees. Maybe that's Bateman. That looked like a Ferrari up in front there. Anyway, we are under 10 minutes. We are 8 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. That looks like Bjorn Hagman back there. No, Bjorn's in the yellow. Lars is in the pink. Okay, he's in the red. Rosy pink, red and white. Iron Dames team. Holy smokes, everybody's... What's going on? I had a big flash on my live timing screen over here. Everything went green for a minute. got a little bit of traffic up here. So Rizzo's gotten through the first lap down, and now it's Lars's turn. I believe that is the Ferrari of Ollie Bateson right there, as he gentlemanly moves over to let the leaders through. Ollie's steady race today. He's holding on to 9th, 11th overall, 9th in class in that Ferrari. Barrett Erickson in 7th in the Lexus, just above there. He is fighting well. So we got a couple of last 10-minute battles here. We got Pierre trying to take that spot away. He has closed in on Ericsson. We got a good fight here for 7th place. It is tricky, sector 2. Really tricky through here. I'm surprised nobody's lost it on that turn yet. Maybe they haven't, we just missed it. He's trying to put the screws to it. Barrett, very savvy driver. You could catch him, but then it's another thing to catch him. You still got to get around him. So, as we are winding down, we got 6 minutes remaining. Just enough time for a couple, 3 laps maybe. I'm looking for any other possible fights going on. I don't want to miss any action here. So Descobler just got through Bacon and a little bit of contact, but not too bad. So go back to Hugh Smith, Bjorn, then Ericsson. Bending. The half a second gap. He's got to his bumper. Dino trying to find a way. As we're hitting the 5-minute mark here. What's this other GT battle? I see a couple other guys. Smith, 3rd place. Oh, the gap's down to 2 seconds now. For the leader. That 145.7 versus that 145.70 or 799. But the last laps is what's important. 146 for Hagman and 145 for Rizzo. So there's your 2.8 second gap increase there. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on with these guys back. Barrett still holding him off. We got 4 minutes to go. We have our 3rd DNF, Westy. Westy's pulled the plug. Westy's out of the race, but he's going to get 3rd place points. So that's 2 races in a row for Westy that just weren't his day. We'll have 2 to go. We can make up the difference. Still, he's going to get decent points out of today. So not a loss at all, just tough sled. Wow. That gap to 3rd place increased up to 8 seconds. So Middleton, he's got other things to worry about, like Bjorn Hagman, who's 1.2 behind him. Can he challenge with the last couple of lap effort here to gain a spot? A nice clean fight for these GT3 drivers. They really put on a show for us today. Really some good stuff. So who is that behind? Are the leaders the ones right behind him? No, the leaders are out front. Okay, so who is these guys? Yeah, it's the Ericsson Pierre battle. Keeping it within a second as we are hitting the 2 minute 30 seconds. There's going to be about 2 laps left here, depending on where you are on track. 7th and 8th in class, and they're going to cross the line with 2 minutes and a few seconds remaining. So let's see where Rizzo is. Rizzo is about a sector, right in that same sector. So as we hit under 2 minutes, there it is. 1:59 to go. Our GT3 leader is going to cross the line here, but where is Matej? Right behind him, so caught in that traffic. So 1:48. Matej's lap. It looks like we're going to... Well, the program thinks it's the final lap, but I think Matej is faster than that. I think he's going to hit the line as he goes through. We will see. I mean, he's doing 134s, and there was more than that left when he crossed the line, so we will see. Meanwhile, Bjorn, 4th place, trying to close that gap. What happened to the Ericsson battle? Did it spread out? Yes, it did. So Ericsson must have had it off. Let's check it out. Yellow flag for Ericsson. Quick replay before we get to the last lap. I just want to see what happened to Barrett here. Yep, he lost it sideways right there. Ah, tough sledding there. Tough break there for Barrett. All right, here we go. We're talking last lap stuff. 45 seconds left. Will he cross the line before it's over? And who are these GT battling right here? Nope. It's Lewis. And Bjorn. They're going to have a last lap fiasco here. I got to see where he is. Okay, this is our leader, the P2. We still got time on the clock as he's coming down the straight. See, look at 15, 14. He's going to hit a line. We got one more lap to go. There we go. Now we're on the last lap. Okay, last lap is set. Middleton holding off Hegman. Time has run out. Final lap underway. We are just about to take the checker as these guys are battling out. He's got up to his bumper. He's the half second back. Well, where's Matej? He should be in sector 2, sector 3. Yep, there he is. Okay. Back to Lewis and Bjorn. This is a race right here. Everybody else is separated. So let's see what we got. These guys are going to have to go one more time because the leader's behind them. So they're going to start their final lap on a race here. He's looking to the inside. Hegman trying to place himself inside. Lewis making that Mercedes as wide as he can. Meanwhile, Matej coming around the bend here. He's about to take the checkered. Here is your LMP2 class winner. Round 6 winner, Matej Descovaler takes the checkered flag and wins round 6. Very nicely done. Fischler a little bit back. Meanwhile, who are these guys coming across now? Here comes Hagman. And Rizzo taking the checker for GT3 with Lars right on his tail. Nicely done. Pitchler's coming across. He will take second. Third is already carved in stone with the retired Nick Westy. So now let's get back to this battle here. We got Middleton and Hagman battling it out. Can Lewis hold on for one more sector as they head to the 12, 13, 14 section? Really tricky tight turn right there. Hugh Smith about to take the checkered for third place. Had a great run for Hugh today. Did a really good job of racing by Mr. Smith as he takes third place. Very well done. And now back to this battle as they're going to drag strip it down. It's going to be Lewis. Bjorn Lewis is going to take it by about 5 car lengths. Wonderful race. Bjorn in 5th. Grant Jones in 6th. Dino Piara in 7th. And that's going to do it. Look at that. Jones is just about there. So I think that's all the finishers. Wow. Some good racing there today. That was good stuff. Proud of these guys. They did a really good job. Let's take a look at these results. So here we go. The LMP2s. Let's go to the LMP2s first. There is your top 5 with the last 2 not finishing, but Westy 3 not finishing, getting third. A couple of DNFs. And then we go to the LMGT3 class, and there are your top 10 with Hagman, Rizzo, Smith, Jones, Middleton, Piara, Hagman, Erickson, Benson, and Bacon. That's it, man. Wow, what a race. Good stuff. That's going to do it here. That's going to, any last lap action? No. All right. Round 6 at Florida Mile is over. What a race we had today. Congratulations to the winners. And sorry about the technical difficulties we had. Hopefully we'll get Woody back on the horn for a round 7 in 2 weeks from today at Sebring. So we hope to see you there. In the meantime, keep it clean, keep it real, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for joining.